Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning into today's video. Today we're going to be replacing a radiator along with a thermostat on a 2016 Subaru Crosstrek. Let's go and dive right in. So this first portion here is going to be kind of a quick diagnosis on what I discovered. The obvious things when popping the hood were the amount of coolant residue that was found on the oil filter, the battery, the AC hose, the fuse box, and kind of just throughout this engine bay. When I say it was all over, I really mean it. So when I did a few tests, including a pressure test, I saw that it was leaking from where the aluminum meets the plastic, as I pointed out there, on both sides of the radiator, and then you can see a nice, lovely puddle down there at the bottom. Now let's go and dive right in as far as what we need to do to accomplish this. So let's remove this plastic cover from the top of the AC compressor and the alternator. That's held on by one 10mm bolt. Now, just to kind of speed up the process here, I am using a Milwaukee M12 3/8 ratchet, not sponsored by the way. And this literally pulls right up from the grommet. Now, for your air inlet, just two plastic clips. As you can see, I'm using my flathead there. Just pop them up, remove them, and then this air inlet should be ready to come right on out, just like so. Okay, now time for the cooling fans for the radiator. These are going to be held on by two 10mm bolts, two on each side. So here's going to be the left one, there's one there, and the other one right here. And you can see once those are removed, it kind of just falls forward, ready to come on out. The only thing we're missing at this point is the electrical connector. Now for the right side here, the coolant reservoir is going to be in the way of one of the bolts, and this has to get removed anyway. So remove that hose, that's going to be the overflow hose. Pull that little tab to the right, as you can see that I'm demonstrating, and then this coolant reservoir is ready to come on out. Once that's out and put to the side, go ahead and remove that last 10mm bolt, just like so. Now we're going to work on the electrical connectors so that we can officially get these out. Now I will show you on this right side, it is a little bit tough to see. However, you should immediately be able to see this. I just wasn't able to get my camera. It's going to be on the bottom right, and then this one here is going to be on the bottom left. This one you'll be able to see as I pointed out to you, literally the same on the opposite side, so super identical. It's just going to be that little connector right there. Okay. Once the electrical connection is disconnected, go ahead and remove that left radiator cooling fan. I slide the right one over to the left just because I have a little bit more clearance on this side, and I slide it up and out, put those to the side, and then I start on removing the two radiator support brackets. These are going to be 12mm bolts, so as you can see I'm just removing those. Take that one off. Same thing on the other side. And you can see as soon as I remove it, how much play. This thing is practically ready to come out. The only thing we have to do at this point is drain the radiator and remove the lower radiator hose. Now that we're here at the bottom of the vehicle, there are four 12mm bolts. I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be some plastic clips also holding this, but they weren't on the vehicle. However, yours may vary. So again, four 12mm bolts, two in the front, two in the back. I pull it forward towards the front of the vehicle, it falls down from the back, and then it literally just slides right on out. Here is going to be the radiator drain petcock there. I'll just call it a drain plug. No need to get technical. So I kind of just let it stream down a little bit, and then I use a drain pan, which I end up switching over to a bucket at some point because of the amount of coolant coming out. Best thing to do to get a faster flow, a better stream, take that top radiator cap off, and you can see this thing is now starting to pour. So while that's happening, I'm just going to remove or move out of the way that top clamp, And then move this one out of the way as well so that I can twist, push, and pull. And once I feel like, hey, this thing is dripping not so much, you can see where I remove the pan and the bucket. And then I get under the vehicle and put that plug right back on. Not tight, just in there enough to where it's not leaking anymore. Now the lower radiator hose is going to have residue, so be mindful. You might make a mess like I did here. Now again, I am replacing the thermostat in this vehicle, so we'll get to that here shortly. Once you remove that lower radiator hose, this thing's ready to come on out. As you can see, it was long overdue. Okay, so here, the thermostat housing is held on by two 10mm bolts here. I'm using a 10mm long ratcheting wrench. And then it's a little tight in here, guys. I know I make it look easy, but let me tell you, I spent about a good time removing these because I'm using my 2 index fingers, as you can see there. And then some pliers to remove that thermostat that was really in there. A little flathead to remove the gasket that was left over. And it was pretty clean, so I didn't have to do too much cleaning, just wipe down, as you can see here. Now, guys, if you are struggling, I would say just remove the exhaust manifold. I wanted to show you, though, you don't have to, that it's doable. You're just probably going to spend a little bit of extra time trying to remove this housing, especially if you got the larger hands. So as you can see here, I'm just spending a little bit of extra time cleaning up this housing here. I still have the hose attached to it just for leverage, but when I go and put it back on, you can see here shortly that I won't have that hose on anymore. Now the orientation for the pressure relief valve on the thermostat, make sure it's facing towards the front of the vehicle. I just use a pulley as a reference. And then here you can see that I'm using my middle finger and index finger to screw a portion of that bolt on the back. Same thing for the front. Take your time with these guys because these are, if you get frustrated, you can easily strip these out and it'll be a nightmare. And then these ones here, again, they are 10mm bolts, so they're probably going to be torqued to about 8 to 10 foot-pounds. I wouldn't go anything more than that. I'm just giving it a little ugga-dugga here. Alright. Same thing on that back side. And again, you could just see how tight it is. So if you want to make your life a little easier, go ahead and drop that exhaust manifold. But again, you don't have to. So brand new radiator hose here for the lower end. I did ditch the spring clamp style clamps that came with the Subaru. I was going to say Subi. And I'm just using some standard hose clamps here. I do like these ones. I've never had any issues with them. Now, the new radiator is going to look different from your old radiator by two things. One, it's going to have an inlet and an outlet for an oil cooler, which I don't know why. I don't know if they got rid of the old design and just kind of stuck with this one or whatever the case is. And then as you can see right here by my the left radiator support bracket, there's like a little plug that I have, and you'll see me putting that on here shortly. But with the new with the new radiator, it supplies that plug for you. So just make sure you cap it off. That's the one I'm talking about right there. Comes with the new plug. Put it on there all the way back. Put that clamp on there. And we can forget like it never existed. Then you can see here I am putting on the upper radiator hose. And we're making some progress here, guys. It's honestly not that bad of a job. We're almost done. Okay, again, just getting on some new clamps with the new hoses. Nice and shiny, the way I like it. Alright. Now at this point, I will be sliding in the right radiator fan through the left side. Just be very careful not to damage your brand new radiator when doing this here. Just because, the new fins. Slide them into their slots there. And then get them put back in with the 10 mils. So there's that left side, 10 mil there. I just hand tightened them real quick, and then I ended up using the M12 to get them in. Don't forget the electrical connectors on both sides. Now to fill it up. So this is going to be the Xerix Blue. This is specifically for Subaru and Honda. Just fill it up. This is going to be a quick fill funnel. You can buy these at O'Reilly's, AutoZone, or Harbor Freight. Again, not sponsored. Now, one of the procedures for this is to, at the moment, I'm just filling it up, letting it air bubble out, or bleed out, sorry. Then I start the vehicle, start the heater so that the coolant goes through the heater core, and then at this point, guys, just double check your work. That's everything. Appreciate you guys so much for watching the video. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.